give it just one more minute and then I will get started if that's okay with everyone. All right, guys, I think we'll get started. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. Hopefully we'll find this information quite useful. It's all about business and travel. So my name's Yusuf Malik. I'm one of the Btec business lecturers and an A-level law lecturer. So I work for the business and travel department. So hopefully I'll be able to answer any questions you're going to have about business and travel. I'm also the teaching and learning coach for the department. So I help to hopefully improve teaching and learning, make sure we're always innovating and engaging our learners. So I'm a Btec business and travel lecturer, and I'm also an A-level law lecturer, in addition to being the teaching and learning coach for the department. Also, in case we have any students here, I'm also a former student of the college. So perfect person to ask any down-to-earth student questions, because I also studied at the Wood Street campus quite a few years ago, but still not that long ago. I will share my screen with you guys and we will get started. All right, guys, so like I said, my name's Yusuf Malik. I'm one of the Btec business and travel lecturers. And today we're going to look at everything to do with Btec business and travel, and hopefully answer any questions you may have about how the department works, how our courses work, what our expectations are, what our entry requirements are. And then afterwards, we'll have a little bit of time for a Q&A. If you do have any questions or you do have any comments you want to discuss, if you put it in our Q&A box, at the end, I will go through them with you. Hoping you guys can all see my screen, and we'll get started. We have loads of courses on offer in the business and travel department. So we do have loads of courses on offer, courses to suit everyone's needs. So we've always got a course to suit someone. I'll start off with our study programs. By study program, we mean courses that are designed for learners that might have just finished their GCSEs, mainly our 16 to 19-year-old learners. So our learners that, or the majority of our learners. We have several courses on offer. I'll go through how the courses are structured, what the different levels mean, how the different courses work, and we'll take it from there. We have predominantly two main areas for our courses. We have a level 2 course and a level 3 course. When we're discussing level 2 and level 3 courses, we're talking about the level or what the qualifications are equivalent to. Our level 2 programs are equivalent to GCSEs. So you might have just completed your GCSEs. If you come onto our level 2 program, it's equivalent to gaining a few more GCSEs. And our level 3 programs are equivalent to A levels. And that's the same for business and for travel. All of our programs are Btec programs. So they're all full-time. They're all study programs, which means you'll be learning a lot in college. You'll have your regular lessons and they're full-time. Our level 2 business program is for any learners that may not have achieved the grades that they've wanted to with their GCSEs. So it gives them an opportunity to gain a few more GCSEs and also study a subject that will prepare them for level 3. We run 2 different level 3 programs. The majority of our learners come onto our 3 A-level equivalent program. So it's a level 3 Btec business program. Is equivalent to 3 A-levels, so it's our extended diploma. With these courses, learners get to specify and sort of specialize into different areas. So we run a level 3 extended diploma in business with marketing. So learners that are looking to go into that marketing sector, go down the marketing route, they can specialize in that sense. We run it in finance and we also run it in law. Obviously, I'm a big promoter of law because my degree is law and I'm one of the law tutors. But for all of those 3 courses, learners will study a range of different subjects and then they get to specialize in second year. So for our Btec level 3 extended diploma programs, all of our learners learn business and then they get to specialize into a certain area that they're interested in. So it might be marketing, it might be finance, and it might be law. Our level 2 business program is 1 year. So learners normally do this for 1 year. After they've done that, they usually progress onto our level 3 program. Our level 3 programs or our level 3 courses are all 2-year programs. So they all last for 2 years. You do your year 1 study. As long as we're successful, we go on to our year 2 study and then we progress from there. This is the same for our level 2 travel and our level 3 travel program. Our level 2 travel program is a Btec program. It's a mix of coursework and exams. and it's 1 year long, same equivalent to GCSEs. Our level 3 travel program is a 2 A-level equivalent, so it's equivalent to 2 A-levels, a bit less than some of our business courses, but it's designed to ensure learners can progress into the travel, tourism and hospitality sector. So we run a whole range of courses. It doesn't sound like a whole range, but there are a whole range of courses here. Level 2 business, which is 1 year long and equivalent to GCSEs. Our level 3 extended diploma in either business and marketing, business and finance, or business and law, which are all equivalent to 3 A levels. And then we do the same for level 2 travel. So level 2 travel is 1 year long, and then our level 3 travel is equivalent to 2 A levels. All of these courses are aimed at learners that are aged between 16 to 19 years old. So the majority of our learners are all learners that have come from secondary school. They've just finished their GCSEs, or they just have their GCSEs, and now they're looking at progressing on to the next stage. I'll go on to our next set of courses. We also run courses for adult learners. So in addition to our study programs, we also have courses for our adult learners. We have 2 different departments here. Our first area is our access to higher education diploma programs. Again, these courses are also equivalent to 3 A levels. So it's in level 3. Our access courses are level 3s. They're equivalent to 3 A levels. These courses are also full-time, but they're designed for learners 19 plus. So it might be learners that haven't studied A levels before. They're looking to specialize in a certain subject or a certain area. This would be the course for them. Our Btec courses are for learners that are only 16 to 19, majority of them being 16 when they start the course. Our access courses, which we're showing now, are for our mature learners, our adult learners, our 19 plus learners, looking to get that level 3 equivalent qualification. We run our access courses in 2 different areas. We run it in law and digital marketing. They're aimed at adults that want to get into that sector, mature learners that may want a career change. They may have had a career break. They may not have the qualifications that they feel is necessary to progress onto university. This is the course for them. It's a 1-year program that allows learners to go on and study at university. So if anyone is interested in law, you'd study, and you're 19 plus, you'd study our access to HE course. It's 1 year, and we take it from there. We also run it in digital marketing, so it allows learners that are 19 plus to progress onto university. Our Btec programs are for learners that are 16 to 19 for learners that are aged 16 to 19, and it allows them to also progress onto university or higher apprenticeships or even into the sector. We also run degree programs, so we have degrees in business and events management, and we run that in connection or in conjunction with the University of Bolton. We have our foundation degrees that are part-time and full-time, so full-time and part-time in the evening. We have the same for our events management, so we have a part-time evening course, and then we also have top-up degrees. My colleague Helen has actually done a presentation on the degree sector. She's the HE program manager, so that's on our website if you want to have a look at that in more detail. For our business programs, we have different entry requirements for the level 2 and the level 3, as I'm sure you expect. For our level 2 business programs, we're looking at learners that have 4 GCSEs at around a grade 3 and above in academic subjects. So we're talking about subjects that you need to show your written skills. You might have had to have some exam practice. Maybe you've completed coursework. So for our level 2 business programs, we're looking at learners that have achieved or have got 4 GCSEs at a grade 3 in academic subjects. They might also have only maths or English. So some of our learners have completed their GCSEs, they've done well, but they missed out on either maths or English. In that case, we generally recommend our level 2 business program to allow them to catch up and gain that qualification. All our learners on our level 2 business course that don't have either maths, so GCSE maths or GCSE English, study it alongside their level 2 business course. So they're getting a qualification that's equivalent to GCSEs, whilst also getting some more GCSEs in either English and maths to make sure that they're at the right level academically and also when they progress on to university or higher. We've got our level 3 business program. So that's our extended diploma. Here we're looking at learners that have achieved 5 GCSEs, including maths or English at grade 4 or above. So grade 4 is our pass grade. We're looking at learners that have achieved 5 GCSEs or more at grade 4 or above to come onto our level 3 extended diploma program. This level 3 extended diploma program, like I've said, is equivalent to 3 A levels. So it's quite academic. Yeah, for both of our courses, we expect a suitable academic reference. Some of our learners might have come from another college. They might have just done a level 2 or a level 3 in another college. In that case, we also require proof of their most recent study. So when we're talking about our entry requirements, we're talking about their most recent study. So for most of our learners, we are looking at GCSEs. So for level 2, it's 4 GCSEs at a grade 3. And for our level 3, it's 5 GCSEs and more, including maths and English at a grade 4 and above. If any learners have not come directly from studying their GCSEs, then we look at taking on their level 1 or their level 2 course that they might have just studied. But that's a bit more specific, and we deal with that on a one-to-one basis with learners. So just a quick recap, for our level 2 business course, we expect 4 GCSEs at a grade 3 in academic subjects. And for our level 3 business extended diploma, which is equivalent to 3 A levels, we expect 5 GCSEs or more, including maths or English at grade 4 and above. For all of our courses, we take all of it on a one-to-one basis. We take all of it on an individual's basis. So we always look at individual circumstances and we take it from there. Same thing for our level 2 travel program and our level 3 travel program. For our level 2 travel program, we expect the same as for our level 2 business program. So we expect 4 GCSEs at grade 3 in academic subjects, so grade 3 and above, and a suitable academic reference. And for our level 3 travel program, same. We expect 5 GCSEs, including maths or English, at a grade 4 or above. If any learners haven't achieved their maths or English, depending on what course they're on, they will also be studying it to make sure they've achieved that as well. As part of our business programs, we study a range of different subjects. So we study a range of different courses and a range of different topics within those subjects. All of our courses, so our level 2 course and our level 3 course for both business and travel, is a combination of exam-based units and coursework assessed units. Historically, BTECs were only coursework, and they were historically only assessed on a coursework basis. That isn't the case anymore. So for all of our BTEC programs, whether it's business or travel, they're all judged on either either exam-based units or coursework assessed units. So there's quite a mix. For our level 2 business program, you do 2 exams and 6 different topics, which are all coursework based. For our level 3 program, you do around 3 to 4 different exams, and then you do about 10 to 12 different topics which are all coursework assessed. So all of our BTEC programs are now a mix or a combination of exam-based units and coursework assessed units. So just to dispel the myth that some people think that BTEC is purely coursework, it is not anymore. It's a mix of exams and coursework. For our degree programs, it's also a mix of exams and coursework. And for our access to higher education programs, so our access to law and our access to digital marketing, those are all judged, or those are all assessed purely on coursework. In terms of our courses and their progression, learners complete a level 3 BTEC program, and they usually go on to study university, and some of our learners even go on to undertake an apprenticeship. The route is like this. If a learner's on a level 2 program, they study it for a year, and then they progress on to the level 3 for 2 years. If learners come directly onto our level 3 program, they study it for 2 years, and then we look at progressing them onto university or sometimes undertaking an apprenticeship. With BTEC programs, there is a huge world of opportunity that's available to learners after they've studied their level 3 course. Learners can go on to university, and good universities. Getting the right grades and achieving those higher grades enables learners to enter or apply to universities. We've got Russell Group universities, really high ranking universities. Also go on to higher degree apprenticeships with our Btec courses. Because there is that mix of exams and coursework, learners are getting a lot of real world skills that they need for the workplace: time management skills, organization skills, dealing with different people from all walks of life. All of that is super important, and they learn and study all of this as part of their Btec program. So they're also ready for an apprenticeship or entering the workplace. Regardless of what Btec program you study, there's a huge field of different areas you can go into. If a learner did join us on our level 3 extended diploma in marketing, for example, they're not stuck on just studying marketing or business and progressing on to just business or marketing. There is a bit of flexibility. There's a range of subjects that learners can go on to study. So we've had learners that have gone on to study business, as I'm sure you would expect, economics, finance, law, international relations. If they're on our travel program, they go on to events, hospitality. But we also have learners that progress onto university courses like politics, fashion, even in some cases sports. Maybe a Btec in sports would be more appropriate, but still sports, psychology. There's a range of different courses that learners can progress onto. So they're not stuck and they're not fixed down that route. Our learners have gone on to loads of different universities. So I'm a year 2 tutor, so I deal with final year students that are all applying for university. They're all putting in lots of effort to make sure they get amazing university offers. So I've just selected some of the universities some of my learners have gone to, which have been like Queen Mary's, Royal Holloway, Exeter, Sussex, Hertfordshire, City University, loads more, and different tutors will have a list of all of these amazing universities that learners have gone to. I've just picked a few here. So we've got universities of differing levels and differing subjects. With our Btec courses, it's important that the focus isn't just about academic skills. The whole point of studying a Btec program is to get those skills that enable you to enter the workplace and enter the workplace as a mature adult learner. Enter the workplace as a mature adult. I was going to say mature adult learner, but no, just as a mature adult. Our courses are designed to be modern. They're designed to be contextualized to the different industries learners are progressing onto. So they're looking at getting those skills and developing those skills that enable them to enter the workplace and also enable them to progress onto university and be super successful. The balance and the management of coursework and exams isn't easy, but we help learners develop those skills that by the time they get to university, they've already developed those skills and they're prepared and ready. When it comes to the course content itself, so the course content for the programs is a mix of different topics. For our level 2 programs, all learners on a business course, so on our level 2 course, all learners on our level 2 business course will do a finance exam and a marketing exam. One of them is online, so our finance exam is online, and our marketing exams are traditional paper exam. They'll also study a range of 6 different topics. So things like enterprise, things like promoting a brand, sales and personal selling, different topics. And they're all based on coursework. They're all assessed through coursework. For our level 3 programs, all learners on our level 3 business program, regardless of whether they've chosen to go down the law pathway, the marketing pathway, or the finance pathway, all learners will do a finance exam, a marketing exam in year 1, and then an exploring business coursework, which covers a range of different business topics. They'll also undertake work experience. So regardless of the level or the subject, all of our learners undertake work experience too. For our level 2 travel programs, we have 2 different exams. So we have travel and tourism as a sector, and then we also have the marketing of travel and tourism, in addition to doing 6 different topics, which are all coursework assessed. And for our level 3 travel programs, again, 3 exams, and then around 8 different topics, which are all coursework assessed. As part of our Btec programs, we encourage, and it's also a requirement for learners to gain work experience. Work experience is so important for our Btec learners because it enables them to be up to date and ready to enter the sector. Learners may not be entering the sector until after they've gone to university, but they've still developed and understood what that sector's about. They've had some experience with the sector. We've got a range of different businesses that we work with. We deal with small local companies, we deal with large international companies, we deal with city firms, we deal with loads of different businesses. So I've just put a few up here. So we've got work experience with Barclays, Spotify, Clifford Chance, which is an international law firm, Notting Hill Genesis, like a housing company. We've got work placements with all of the big four accounting firms and even Tesco, so maybe a more familiar name. This work experience is highly important. We help learners find placements. We encourage them to find their own. But if they haven't found their own, we help them find a work placement. And it allows them to actually have an understanding of the career path they're going into. When learners go on to university, we try to encourage them to go on to study a subject that they've actually had some experience of. Working in the marketing sector compared to the theory of marketing is so different. So this work experience and this engagement is super, super important. These are just some of the companies we work with. We've got so many more. I just try to choose a few big names just to make the point clear. Got a few frequently asked questions, so a few FAQs that you may be thinking about, and then we'll go on to any questions that you guys might have on our sector as a whole. If you do have any questions, if you put it up into our Q&A box, I'll be able to answer them at the end. So in terms of our main FAQs, can you enroll in a study program even if you're 19 plus? Our study program, so our Btec programs, so by study program, I mean a full-time course, our Btec full-time courses, are designed for 16 to 19-year-old learners only. They're designed for learners that have just finished their GCSEs and then are looking to progress on to either university. If you're 19 plus, we still have a range of courses available for you. Our access courses, our foundation degree courses, but our study programs, our Btec courses, are for learners that are only 16 to 19 years old. Sorry, excuse me. As you know, we have loads of different sporting academies that we work with, and sometimes you can combine maybe the NFL program or maybe even an A-level subject with our Btec programs, but the majority of the time we can't. Our A-level courses you do as A-levels, and our Btec courses you do as Btecs. Our Btec courses, just like A-levels, are full-time. There's a lot of work that needs to be taken on board. So our Btec courses are generally standalone courses that learners do separate to A-levels and separate to any other programs. With college, learners might not be expected to come in 5 days a week, but they're expected to study for 5 days a week. So with our Btec courses, a lot of them are 3.5 days a week. Some of them are 4 days a week. Not 5 days a week at college. So we're giving that bit of flexibility and a bit of maturity here. The other days learners are, or the other day that learners have off, they're expected to undertake independent work and independent research to make sure that they can stay on top of their course. We also encourage learners to get a part-time job whilst they're studying. So that's completely optional. It's completely up to those learners, but we do encourage it just because it allows them to understand how the sector works and balance coursework and working in the sector. Learners can also get an apprenticeship once they complete their course. So some of our learners go on to study higher degree apprenticeships. So apprenticeships that will enable you to also get a degree qualification. And how is college different from university or even from sixth form? College is completely different to what you might expect at sixth form or what you might even expect at university. It's sort of the bridging gap. We're treating you a little bit more mature, or we're expecting you to be a little bit more mature than you were in secondary school. So we are giving you that flexibility. We still have all the same support available, but we're just treating you like the young adults you are. It's a good way for a lot of learners, because once they do progress on to university or once they do study at university, we know how independent university life is and university study is. College is sort of bridging the gap. It's different from sixth form, so you're not expected to come every day. We're not expected to come in every day at 8:45 and be there till 3:25. You do have a bit of flexibility. We do trust you. We do enable you to become that mature adult learner, to become that young adult learner, but also lots of support available and still loads of checks and balances to make sure you are staying on track with all of your work. So college is different from university, and it is different from sixth form, but it's sort of the middle ground. It's sort of the bridge in the middle. That is actually the end of my presentation bit. So if you have any questions on that, please put it in the Q&A and we will have a look at them now. I am going to keep this page up. We'll have a look at some of the Q&A questions. So I'm going to start off with a question we got nice and early. How many days a week do we have to go to college? So in terms of our coming to college, which I think I might have answered a little bit now, it's expected about 3 to 4 days a week. So depending on your timetable, you might have about 3.5 days a week. A lot of the time it will be 4 days a week. So you will get that day maybe to undertake that part-time job and to do further research for your course. But in terms of how many days you have to come to college, we're normally looking at about 3.5 to 4 days. One thing that is important to note is in terms of your study at college, college doesn't finish at 3:25 or 3:30 or 3 o'clock, which you might be used to with sixth form or with secondary school. College can go on a bit later. So the latest our courses generally run on to is about 5 o'clock. So we're looking at about 3 to 4 days a week from timings between about 9 to 5. Yeah, so I hope that answers Rebecca. If you have a follow-up question or I didn't answer any points or you just want some more information about it, please put another question in it and I will help. Megan's asked about what our timetables will look like. So Megan, when we're thinking about a college timetable, it is different to sixth form and it is different or completely different to secondary school. Timetables are, you have got a little bit more leeway. We're not expecting you to come in every single day at 9 o'clock in the morning, but you will have some 9 a.m. starts. You also won't be able to leave every day at 3 o'clock. You will have some later finishes, but we are looking at around 3.5 days a week to 4 days a week. It enables learners on that 5th day to do research, to stay on top of their work, to use their LRC for support, to make sure that they can stay on track with their work, but also maybe take on a part-time job, maybe start volunteering for a different organization. So you're also getting that real world contextualized business experience. Yeah, so in terms of timetables, Megan, you won't get them until you do start. So we can't confirm timetables, definitely not now, and even not in August. We normally confirm them just before you start, and they're around 3.5 days a week to 4 days a week. Yes, I hope that answered your question, Megan. If you have a follow-up question, please let me know. In terms of our application, so Shona's asked a really good question here. She's asked about our level 3 and level 2 courses and the applications for them. We're all one team. So our level 2 team and our level 3 team is all one team. You'll get teachers that teach across the level 2, level 3 year 1, level 3 year 2. We find a course that's right for you. That's right for you, a course that is most suitable for you. And we always find a course that is suitable for individuals. We'll never turn an individual away. We've always got a course at the college that every learner will find that course. So you don't need to apply for both. If you go on our website, you can start applying for our level 3 and level 2. So I hope that answered Shona. If not, please feel free to send another message. Got an excellent question here. So about being on our ESOL business pathway and they don't have GCSEs or A levels. In that case, if you haven't got those GCSEs or you haven't got A levels, we expect learners to apply for our level 2 business course. We'll then discuss with you, take your qualifications on a one-to-one basis and find a course that's suitable. So if you haven't got GCSEs, the best course to apply for is our level 2 business or level 2 travel program, and then we'll find a course that's suitable. But we always find that course that is suitable. There is that course at college. There's a course for everyone at college, so we will find that course. So I hope that answered your question. Charlotte's asked an interesting question about travel and tourism and getting to go on trips. Charlotte, making sure, let's hope that with COVID gone and all the restrictions lifted, then you do need to go on a trip as part of your course. Sometimes it's a day trip to Paris, it can be a weekend-long trip, but there will be a trip to an international destination. With COVID, sadly, those trips have been put on hold. So at the moment, with our COVID restrictions, there aren't any trips, but hopefully by September 2021, when we start our course, there will be a trip in the works, and a very popular trip. So travel and tourism is popular for that reason. You do get to go on a trip. Yeah. Oh, Max has asked a really interesting question here, a really important question. We have more than one tutor for our course. That's a really important question, Max. So in terms of our courses, we structure it with loads of different teachers. Each learner will have a personal tutor and a personal tutor group. So they'll have that one teacher that they go to for everything, that one teacher that is their main support system. In addition to that, they'll also be taught by several different academic teachers. So you'll have your personal tutor who will also teach you a subject or also teach you a topic. And then in addition to that, you'll have around 2 to 3 other teachers that will teach you topics. So I, for instance, have 2 personal tutor groups, but I teach 7 different classes. So depending on the teacher's specialism, depending on the teacher's background, depending on the teacher's experience, they'll also be teaching different topics. So you have your one tutor, your personal tutor, like your form tutor in secondary school, and then you'll have loads of different teachers that teach you for subject specialisms. So if it was law, you might end up with someone like me, or some of the business topics, you might end up with someone like me, but you'll also have a range of different teachers for it. Yeah. So that was a good question, Max. I didn't cover that in my PowerPoint, so thank you for that. Charlotte's asked a question about clothing. In terms of clothing, you guys are young adults and we're treating you as young adults. We just expect clothing to be sensible and respectful. We're not putting restrictions on things like dyed hair and piercings. There's no restrictions and there's no uniform. Clothing just needs to be sensible and just the type of clothes you would wear to college. So as long as it's sensible and respectful, there are no other limits. Yeah. So in terms of clothing, obviously clothing with maybe the wrong kind of words in it, we don't accept anything like that, obviously, but things like piercings and dyed hair, that we don't judge. Yeah, so complete freedom in that sense. Clothing just needs to be sensible and respectful. Yeah. Carol's asked what are the start and finish times. So Carol, there aren't standard start and finish times for each course. For each course, depending on the teacher's availability and the individual timetable, each day will start and finish a little bit differently. However, the earliest you'll be expected to come into college is 9 o'clock in the morning, and the latest any of your classes would finish is around 5:15. So it's sort of between those times. You might be lucky and get a day where your college starts at 11 and doesn't finish until 4. So you might get that lie-in start, or you might get a 9 a.m. start and then your college day will finish at 2 o'clock. You're expected to come to college around 3 to 4 days a week, and it is a full-time course, so there will be quite heavy hours, still with a lunch break and breaks in between the lessons. So earlier start is 9 o'clock in the morning, and the latest finish is around 5 to 5:30. So I hope that helped, Carol. So this is all for our business and travel courses. So all of this is about our business and travel courses. So all of this information relates to our Btec business and travel courses. Chanel's asked a question, how will I know when I'm expected? So if you apply on our website and you apply for either our level 2 or our level 3 program, we then will invite you in for an opportunity to have a one-to-one interview with a tutor. So depending on COVID restrictions, again, it might be a telephone conference, it might be a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting, but most of the time it is coming on site, seeing the college itself, and sitting one-to-one with one of the business and travel tutors that can talk to you about the course. We do all of that, or we run all of that after GCSE results day. So if you apply on our website, once you've applied, you'll get regular updates from us, and then you'll also be invited after GCSE results day to come in with your results, have a one-to-one meeting with the tutor and discuss college itself. So I hope that helps, Chanel. Celine's asked a really important question. Do you have to pay in college? Any learner that is 16 to 19 years old and doesn't have that qualification already does not have to pay for college. Just like sixth form where you wouldn't have to pay, you don't have to pay for college. If you haven't done a level 3 before, then the government pays for your level 3. If you haven't done a level 2 before, the government pays for your level 2. If you're aged 16 to 18, the government pays for your courses. So you don't have to pay for college. Yeah, and that's for both our Btec Business and our Btec Travel and Tourism courses. So whether you're interested in our Btec Business or whether you're interested in our Travel and Tourism courses, all of that information relates to both. In terms of college, we have so much support available. We have an amazing learning support team. We have an amazing welfare and safeguarding team and just a fantastic support system at college. Any learner that may have any personal circumstances that they wish to talk about or wish to disclose for getting access to additional learning support, we normally do that either on the application or when they come for an interview. That can be anything from having an ECHP plan to maybe just having extra time in exams, or maybe having dyslexia, to any other additional learning need. All of that, we have amazing teams that will support all learners with. So we have an amazing team that will help all learners that need in-class support, out-of-class support. We have a range of different support available. Even if learners don't have maybe additional learning needs, we still have an amazing support system. Learners that want to have a one-to-one with tutors in the library for help with maths or English, or even help with their coursework or time management, we have that support available. We have access to an amazing LRC and amazing classrooms and IT rooms where learners can also study and do extra research. So we have an amazing support team. Once you do come for that interview, if you haven't disclosed any additional learning needs on your application form, just mention it to the tutor. They'll introduce you to the team and you can just make sure that you're comfortable with all the support we can offer, because we do have a huge amount of support available. Someone from our additional learning team has actually done one of these open days, and if you go to our YouTube page, you can also see the different support available there. So I hope that helps, Shona. If your predicted grades are 4s and above, then apply for our level 3 course. If you're not predicted 4s and above for GCSEs, then apply for our level 2 course. Regardless of the results you get, as long as you've applied for one of our courses, the course you feel is most suitable for you, once you come for an interview, we'll be able to help. So Selena, if your predicted grades are 5s, apply for our level 3 course and we can take it from there. Yeah, best of luck. Same thing. If you apply for our level 2 course and actually you do really amazing in your GCSEs and you meet the requirements for our level 3, don't worry, still come in and you'll speak with one of the tutors and they'll be able to help and support there. So regardless of whether you've applied for our level 2 or applied for our level 3, we always find a course that's suitable for you. As long as you've applied to us and as long as you're registered on our website, we can make sure that we find that right course for you. Yeah. So our business and travel team was super supportive, just like every team in the college, and we will find a course to suit your needs, yeah, and to suit your requirements. So I hope that helps. Denise has asked an interesting question. Are you allowed to leave the campus in between lessons? Yes. We treat you as young adults and as mature learners, We're letting that maturity develop and grow. So between lessons, if you do want to leave and go out for lunch, obviously there's loads of lovely places in Barnet to go out and eat, you are allowed to do that. Whilst you're in class, the rules are just like as a normal classroom, but outside of lessons, you do have a bit more freedom. You can go to our LRC, you can use our cafe, or you're allowed to walk around the high street and get lunch off campus if you wish. So, and that's for all of our college courses. So I hope that helps, Denise. Anastasia's asked a question about ages. Depending on your age, Anastasia, will also depend on what the government requirements are for where you need to be. For college courses, generally you need to be 16 plus. If you're younger than 16, a lot of the time you need to be in full-time education within like the traditional secondary school route. If your circumstances are a little bit different, apply on our website and then we can discuss it with you further. Yeah. So majority our courses are for 16 plus. If you are under 16 and maybe not in that traditional education setting, still speak with us and we can discuss it further. That's a little bit more personal and a little bit more related to individual learners. All right. Celine's asked about any support for attending colleges or for attending college. If you do come to college, and depending on your background and your personal circumstances, we do also have a bursary and grant scheme that's available. So learners that attend college regularly and meet a certain criteria, which you can see on our website, you could be suitable for our bursary scheme, where you get a bit of money every week to help with travel costs, with lunch costs, as long as you attend all lessons. And same thing with our grant scheme. You do need to buy books for our course. So you can also apply to that to get a bit of help, the payments with books and stuff like that. Yeah, if you go onto our website, Selena, or for anyone, under the learner support or the learner support fund, there's all the information about the different support we can offer. So there is lots of support in that sense. We've got a bursary scheme, a grant scheme, we've got a free college meal scheme. All of that depends on your personal circumstances and matching and meeting a certain criteria. So I hope that helps, Selena. Anastasia asked, do you have any campuses for students to stay? So with that situation, Anastasia, if you contact our international team, so same thing, if you go to our website under the contact us, you can also speak with our international team. They can talk to you about specific circumstances relating to international learners and learners that may need a place to stay. So best people to speak to about that is our international team. And if you go to our website, our international team is available there. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Anastasia. And Jennifer's also asked about if you need to bring anything when you start. Once you're invited for an interview, once you do come for that interview, we need to see your GCSE results and also an academic reference. We can contact the school for that reference, but you can also bring it along. Once you start your course, so once you've actually started your level 2 or level 3 course, then you're expected to bring the normal things that you're expected to bring in. You're expected to bring in your notepad and your pens and paper. There's also a range of books that learners need to buy, and we'll explain that in September. So other than that, just bring yourself, your pen and paper, just like a normal school day. Yeah. In terms of attending college and bringing information for college, we do a lot of our work through online teams. So we have an iLearn portal. So all learners' work and all resources that learners have received from their teachers is available from anywhere. So our iLearn page has all of the PowerPoints, all of the different quizzes, all of the different assignments. All of that information is available from anywhere through the iLearn page for all learners. So while learners are at home, they can go online and access all the teacher resources. Whilst learners are away, they can still access those teacher resources. We have a pro portal, pro monitor system. So parents that are at home can also see what learners' attendance is like, what learners' punctuality is like, any comments from teachers. So because we do a lot of our stuff online, bringing in a pen and a paper, later on you need to purchase some books, but other than that, you just need to bring yourself. Yeah, so I hope that helps, Jennifer. Just as a quick note, if you do study with the college, you also get access to Office 365. So for your home computer, you can have Word, Excel, OneDrive, PowerPoint available there, and that's free. So it's quite a good bonus. So I hope that helped. Selena's asked about a lunch card. So yes, Lena, in terms of our learner support fund, there is lots of support available and you can apply for NUS student discounts. All of that is on our learner support fund and it all matches or all depends on your personal circumstances. You can apply for an NUS extra card, I believe, for student discount because you will have your own student email. Charlotte's asked how long lessons are. So typically, Charlotte, lessons range for different times. Some of our lessons are 90 minutes, some lessons are just an hour, some lessons are 2 hours. So typically we looking at around 90 minutes per lesson. You normally have a 90-minute lesson, maybe a 15-minute break, and then a another 90-minute lesson. Sometimes you might have a 2-hour lesson, maybe a half an hour break, and then another 2-hour lesson, or maybe an hour lesson, a 15-minute break, and then a 90-minute lesson. So lessons vary between that time, between 1 and 2 hours. We don't like to keep you for much longer than 2 hours in a sitting, because everyone needs their break and everyone needs their time for that brain to refresh. But our lessons are at minimum an hour long. Yeah, and then in terms of tutorial, you also have tutorial time with your tutor, which is around 1 to 2 hours a week. So I hope that helps, Charlotte. Anastasia, what I'll do is I'll type the answer back. It's the international team at college. If you want to, or if you have any other questions about college in general, if you email us in at info@barnettsouthgate.ac.uk, they'll be able to direct your query to the right team. So I will type an answer back for you, Anastasia. If you're interested in coming to the college, depending on COVID restrictions and government guidance, normally once you have your GCSE results and you come in for your interview with the tutors, you're allowed to view the whole college. So the library will be open to speak with the library team. The whole college will be available for you to just have a look at, see what college looks like. It's a nice building. It's been it's only about 10 years old, so it's a lovely building. Lots of state-of-the-art technology, I was going to say. So once you come for your interview, you will also get the opportunity to have a quick view of the college. You can also go on Google Maps, and if you go on Google Maps Street View, you can actually look inside the college. It's a few years old, but you get a rough idea of what the college used to look like. So you can actually go onto Google Maps Street View and have a look at the Wood Street campus. So that's quite interesting. You can see what it looked like a few years ago and then see what it looks like now. You know you're inside the Wood Street campus if you're seeing an escalator, because we do have an escalator. Yeah, so Selina, you can get a tour of the college. Generally, once you've got your GCSE results day, once GCSE results days come and you've got your GCSE results, once you come for that interview, you can get a tour of the college and get to see what the college is really like. Yeah. Chanel's asked, she's applied for her Btec business course and she just wants to know when she'll typically get an answer. So Chanel, typically you'll get another little update in around May time, just making sure that you're aware of all of our open days and anything like that. And then around May to around July, you'll get invited in after GCSE results day to meet with one of the team. So still a while away, but later on in the year, you will be given a date where you can come in and meet the business and travel lecturers with your GCSE results day for an interview. So if you wait till around May time, you'll start to hear more from us. Still quite early on. We want you to focus on your GCSEs and making sure you get those amazing results. And then after around May, you'll start hearing more from us. So I hope that answers your question, Chanel. Charlotte's asked, do you get to pick your schedule for lessons, or do you get given a timetable with all your lessons? Sadly, Charlotte, you will get given a timetable because of all the different teachers in the rooms and everything. You don't get to pick your own schedule, make your own schedule and pick your own lessons. You will be given a timetable with all of your lessons on it. So not as flexible there, Charlotte. You will be given a timetable. Yeah, so I hope that helped. Are there any more questions that anyone wants to ask? Is there any points you want me to go over again, or any more discussions around our Btec courses? I will stay on the line for a few more minutes, just in case anyone does have any more questions. But thank you all so much for joining us this Thursday evening, or joining me this Thursday evening. Thank you for bearing with me and learning about our business and travel courses. And hopefully we will see so many of you in August. If you guys do have any specific questions, feel free to get in touch with us. Keep applying through our website so we know that you're interested in our course and we can take it from there. But other than that, thank you very much for attending. If you do have any more questions, I will stay here for another few minutes just checking our message box. But other than that, have a lovely evening. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. So Chanel, you just asked about start dates. Start dates are September. So you're expected to start in September. So it's around the first week of September. So you will be starting in September, the first week. So I hope that helps, Chanel. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, Anastasia.